Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Oceancrawler Bolt. I received this watch for free. However, I do not get to keep the watch. It has to go back. But no matter how I get a watch on this channel, you guys know, you're always going to get my honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review, you want to pick one of these up, I'll be leaving a link down in the video description. That takes you right to the Oceancrawler website. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. It's just, takes you to their site and gives you some information. And that's pretty much it. The retail price of the watch is about $1,300 US on the bracelet. That price does include some really cool packaging, which you just saw, as well as a nice rubber strap and a 5-year warranty. The watch comes in 6 different colorways now. You can see them here on screen. Some are coming soon, others are available now, so go check out the lineup. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel, has a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, a sapphire bezel insert, screw-down crown, screw-down case back, 600 meters of tested water resistance, Swiss Superluminova on the dial and the hands, and the watch is powered by the Sellita SW200-1 automatic movement. So this watch is a tank. It's big, it's bold, and it's been tested to the max. Shockproof tested by a 6,000 G-force hammer, and each watch is tested to its claimed water resistance. So yeah, this one has been tested to 600 meters, so that's pretty cool. This is a very tough and rugged watch, but it's $1,300. That's a lot of money. Let's make sure it's worth it. Let's get into this full review. But before we do a quick wrist check today. Wearing the Spinnaker Spencer 300. I put this watch on wrist today after quite a while off wrist, and I liked it. It was reminding me why I like this watch so much. So I went out and I actually bought the black version today. So review for this one and the black one will be coming pretty soon. All right, so let's get into dimensions. A case diameter of 42.2 millimeters, 12 millimeters thick. The bracelet width starts at 27 millimeters, tapers to 18 millimeters. I'm going to give you the measurement there. Lug tip to lug tip, I guess, is 51 millimeters. Total length on the bracelet is 58.2 millimeters. And sized up for my 7.5-inch wrist with 3 links removed. It weighs 182 grams. So again, this is a big and bold dive watch. Just 12 millimeters thick, which is nice. The overall length, 58 millimeters, whatever I said, it's not that bad. Those lugs, they turn around, they start hugging the wrist. So for me, 7.5-inch wrist, I can pull this watch off. It still seems a little bit big, but that's probably just because I'm used to, 40 millimeter watches. This one wears like a 42, and it's a 42 integrated bracelet watch too, so it wears even bigger, but it actually is pretty comfortable. I was surprised at how balanced it feels on wrist. So I do like the way that it wears, and it's been pretty comfortable for me. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5-inch wrist, and as you can see, for me, I can pull it off. It definitely feels a little bit big, but if you like a bigger and chunkier watch, this might be for you. 12 millimeters thick, nice and thin for this style of watch, 600 meters, which is quite impressive, and I think the thickness really helps this be a little bit more manageable. But I do like the way it wears. I like the colors on it as well. It just looks really, really good. And here we are in some more direct sunlight. As you can see here, the color just really pops. The air coating is excellent as well. I think it looks really good. Even on this rubber strap, I think it looks very nice. And this is probably what I would wear in the ocean and stuff like that. The problem with this is I shot my previous video on the bracelet about 20 minutes ago. Well, it took me all that 20 minutes to get this rubber strap on, and it's not even fully on yet. I only have one bar that goes all the way through. I don't have both screws here. It was a total pain in the butt, nightmare situation. And just something to be aware of. They could have done this so much better, put the threads in this spot here and have 2 longer screws, and that would have solved everything, would have made it so much easier to do. But no, I took 20 minutes and I'm not fully secure on this watch. So if I really wanted to wear it on this rubber strap, I'm gonna have to spend probably another 5 minutes getting the other screws in there, because they are so small, so finicky, and the double-ended process is just a total nightmare. And that's the same with the bracelet links as well. So just something to be aware of. If you're gonna put this on a rubber strap, give yourself a half an hour, make sure you've got some steady hands and some patience, because you are gonna need it. But I will say the end look here looks pretty darn good. And the strap is just really a very nice strap. So yeah, I guess in the end it's probably not a big deal if you're planning on wearing this, but for someone like me, I like to be able to switch straps quick and easily. This was not that process. All right, let's go back inside. Let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case and the case finishing. It's a really interesting case. It's an asymmetrical case, so you can see kind of the crown side here. It's kind of pointed, and then on this side here, 9 o'clock side, it's more rounded off there. So it is an asymmetrical case. It's really interesting, but it's nicely done, I gotta say. The brushing on the watch looks excellent. You see vertical brushing on the top surface there. Flipping it to the crown side here, you can see a horizontal brushing on the case there. Nicely signed crown, screw down crown there, plenty of grip. It's a nice big crown. And then you have these really nice high polished chamfers here, which I keep touching with my fingers. But again, just really nice and crisp. Very good finishing on this watch. I'll show you the other side here just because it's not the same. But yeah, it looks good. I've got no real issues with that. The bottom edge here has been chamfered as well, as you can see there, so that's not sharp or anything like that. Yeah, pretty darn happy with the case and the case finishing on this watch. The case back on the watch, it's really interesting. Very nice engraving. It's super smooth. There's a lot going on there. So it looks like you've got Poseidon there. He's got his trident and he's fighting a octopus or something like that. So yeah, really a cool case bag. Really nicely done. Spec sheet around the outside. Simple notches to get a tool in there. Everything here is nice and smooth as well. So the wear on wrist has been very comfortable for me. I've got no real issues with the case finishing. Everything seems to be done very nicely. I didn't see any QC issues there. All right, so let's talk about the bezel. So first off, the bezel insert, they list it as sapphire. We're going to test that here in just a second when we test the crystal. So yeah, it's a glass bezel insert. I can definitely see that. Black, got Lume numerals there. So all those numerals, all those markings, they are lumed. We'll get to a lume shot here in just a little bit as well. But it's nice. It's very simple. You know, you got the minute markings there for your first 15 minutes and then just simple markings everywhere else. The bezel itself, it's stainless steel and fully brushed, as you can see there. Nicely done. It's kind of got that Seamaster style scalloping, little grooves here all around. It's an interesting look, but it makes it pretty easy to pick out alignment issues. So if we look at the pip here at the 12 o'clock, you can see the triangle is not matched up with the dial. The triangle is also not matched up with those little grooves. The funny thing is that if I really get in here and kind of try and twist that, you can see I can move the alignment on this watch. Sadly, it just kind of eventually works its way back. So I think that's something that I could fix if I really wanted to, but this is not my watch, so I'm not going to. But yeah, the alignment on this one, it's not the best. I would expect perfect alignment on this watch, especially, you know, given the fact that they can align it to these markings here. So yeah, I'm not really sure why it didn't get aligned, but something that they need to concentrate on a little bit more, in my opinion. The bezel action on this watch is excellent. It is very robust. It's very tool-like. I'll let you listen to it here. So it's kind of that snappy feeling. Really high quality, good resistance all the way around. I was a little worried about it being tough to manipulate just because my Seamaster is extremely difficult to manipulate the bezel on. This one, not bad at all. I think the resistance is just about perfect and the grip is actually pretty decent on it as well. The clicks are really nice. The bezel locks right into place. There's no play in it at all. Yeah, just the alignment is quite a bit off, and that's a big disappointment for me. All right, so let's talk about the crystal. First things first, we'll test it for sapphire. It is positive for sapphire. Let's test the bezel insert. Bezel insert is also sapphire. So we do have just a flat piece of sapphire crystal. You can see here, doesn't sit above the bezel hardly at all. And it's got plenty of clear anti-reflective coating on it. It might not show up on camera like it does, but I can tell you in person, this crystal is excellent. Flat crystals, I never say need AR coating. And the fact that they have it on it and they got enough on it, it's a very nice crystal. It keeps the dial nice and legible. All right, so let's get into the dial on this watch. So Getting up real close, you can see here, really nice, just a matte blue. This is the Blue Marlin version. They have red, black, and then they've got some new meteorite ones coming out. So very nice dial though. You can see you have a raised minute track here around the outside, and each of those indices kind of fit into a little notches in there. So it's a nice little attention to detail. I like the white minute track there. It just looks good. It looks really good. I like the color combination. I think the applied indices are done very nicely. They're pretty shallow, but really nice, multifaceted. I mean, they just look good. They catch the light nicely, and they do look like a premium, like high quality material and finishing. So you have the applied Oceancrawler logo there at 12 o'clock with Oceancrawler below it. You have the Bolt in this kind of cursive or stylized text there, and then automatic 2,000 feet, so 600 meters. Really happy with that. Date window down here at the 6 o'clock position, keeping everything nice and symmetric. It looks really good. You even have a loomed marker there at the 6 o'clock position, keeping everything legible even at night. So very, very happy with the dial on this watch. I think it looks excellent. The handset that they chose, really big and bold. That minute hand really stands out. Not even sure what to call that style, but very nicely done. Really, really happy with those. They're multifaceted as well, so they look nice. They catch the light nicely. They are filled to the brim with Lume. The second hand here, sweeping along, it's got a nice orange tip on it there, and it is loomed as well. Matches the Bolt text there. So yeah, the overall color scheme of this watch, I think it looks really, really good. And the finishing on it is excellent. I'm hoping you guys can kind of see that. Really very happy with the dial on the watch. Let's get to the Lume shot here. I'm going to pop it up against a couple other watches in the collection, and it does okay. It's definitely not as good as I was expecting it to be. The Wise Adamascus, which is kind of my Lume king. Nothing has been able to touch that one yet. It falls to that, and even falls to the Willard, which I consider like a 7 out of 10 when it comes to the Lume. So I'm putting the Lume on this watch in like the 6.5 out of 10 range. So I wish the Lume was a little bit better, but I can still read it in the middle of the night, and that's, I guess, the big thing. So yeah, the Lume on the watch is okay. I was expecting it to be a little bit better than that. All right, so let's get into the movement and the crown. So the movement inside is the Sellita SW200-1. It's a Swiss-made high beat automatic movement, so 28,800 beats per hour. I believe it's like 38 to 40 hours of power reserve. It hacks, hand winds, and it's a very robust and accurate movement. I was wishing the accuracy would be a little better on this one. I'll pop up how this one's been running. That's a little bit faster than I would like and expect at a $1,300 watch. So yeah, just another thing that I wish they would concentrate on a little bit more. I kind of expected these to be regulated a little bit more accurately out of the box. So as far as the movement goes, it's going to be reliable for a very long time. These movements, they've been around for a long time. This is the updated version. So yeah, I've got no issues, I guess, with the movement other than not being regulated as well as I had hoped. The crown action, really nice and smooth. The screw in, screw out action. You can see some gaskets in there. It's a really robust feeling crown. The first position is your hand winding. Very smooth hand winding. Second position, make sure I'm not in the danger zone here first. I was in the danger zone, so I'm glad I checked. The time setting works just fine. I've got no issues with that. It feels very solid. You don't have any slop in the hands or anything like that. And the hands, they don't jump around when you push it back in there. The second position changes your date. Everything seems centered in there, so no issues with that either. Yeah, it's a good movement, good feeling movement. The crown action feels nice and solid. Screw in, screw out action, excellent. Picks up the threads right away, so yeah, no threat of cross threading or anything like that. So I've been really happy with the movement, even though it's running a little bit faster than I kind of expect for this movement and for this price range. All right, so let's talk about the bracelet and the straps. First things first, we'll get to the strap here. Just a black fitted strap there. You can see it's got the Oceancrawler logo there. I believe this is like a real rubber. It smells like vanilla, so they added some sort of scent to it to make it not smell like rubber, and it does smell really good. When I got a nice whiff of it as soon as I opened up the box. It's got two floating keepers here. They are fine, got no issues with that. The buckle that they include is very nice. You can see here, fully brushed, nice heavy gauge material as well. It's got the Oceancrawler logo there. It's just a good buckle. I've got no issues with that. Everything seems nicely done. Again, signed on the inside there. It's got some grooves there to get some water and sweat away from your wrist. Yeah, been pretty happy with this rubber strap, but I think most people are going to be rocking it on this bracelet. So let's get to the bracelet. It is 27 millimeters, I believe it was, tapering down to 18 millimeters at the clasp. You can see here, it's just one solid link all the way across. You have screw pins for adjusting. However, these are two-sided screws. So yeah, you're going to have to fiddle with it to get it to work. You got one screw that's kind of a long bar that goes all the way through to like a female screw on this side. It's I don't know why they chose to do it that way. They could definitely do it a normal way, I think. It made it a little difficult to size this bracelet up, but you can see here the finishing on the bracelet looks really good. It matches the case perfectly. This first link is fixed in place. I mean, it's not fixed in place, but it's not going anywhere. So yeah, and then you've got screws here, same setup where you have to do both sides there to get the rubber strap on this watch if you want to. But the bracelet itself, it's actually pretty good. The bottom edge here is decently rounded off. It could be a little bit softer, but it doesn't pull hairs or anything like that. Fluidity has been fine, and comfort overall has been pretty good on this watch. You know, despite being such a big and heavy watch, it's been pretty good for me. So yeah, I do like it. I like this little polished chamfer here, matches the case there and flows all along the top edge of the bracelet links there. Yeah, it looks good. Getting our way to the clasp here, we have the Oceancrawler branding there, brushing on the top, brushing on the sides, and a nice polished chamfer. So that all aesthetically matches perfect. This is a clasp that I've seen on San Martin watches, you know, priced in the $200 range. So it's not an ultra fancy clasp, but it is a very nice clasp. You can see you got two button pushers here. They act and function just like you would expect them to. They're nicely rounded off too. So there's no sharp edges on this clasp. And the functionality of it is great. You got nice tight tolerances here and up here. So yeah, it opens and closes just like you would expect with a nice satisfying click there. The bottom edge has been rounded nicely, so it's not sharp on the wrist. And then you have your on-the-fly adjustment system. So you can ratchet this in without pressing the button, but to ratchet it open, you got to press the button and extend it. So I usually put it on wrist fully extended, and then you can tighten it down while on wrist and get the perfect fitment there. So I do like this clasp. Again, it's just nothing fancy or nothing special, especially since we're seeing it on pretty much any watch coming out of China for, you know, $250. So yeah, the clasp is a nice addition. It's just nothing bespoke to Oceancrawler. The bracelet itself has been pretty nice for me. I've got no real complaints with it, other than the sizing system. The sizing was a pain in the butt, and I think unnecessary, but I guess I don't know everything that goes into bracelet sizing. So yeah, take that for a grain of salt, but I do like the bracelet. I like the rubber strap too. I think they're both a really nice combination. The fact that you get the rubber strap in the box is a nice bonus. So there you go, guys. The Oceancrawler Bolt. It's a U.S. based Microbrand, $1,300 US, and that gets you a Swiss movement, really nice crystal, decent lume, good bezel action, and a pretty interesting design. 600 meters of water resistance tested, and then some shock proofing as well. 5-year warranty. I think it's overall a pretty good package. I mean, it seems decently priced. However, I'm seeing a couple QC issues that I would not expect in this price range. First off, the movement is running a little faster than I would expect, and then that bezel alignment is not good. And I've seen it on even the press shots of these watches where that is out of alignment. So I don't think that's a very uncommon issue with this watch, and something that you need to be aware of when you buy this watch. So yeah, just something to think about. But I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.